If you love WLS, if you love Super CFL, or if you just love Chicago radio in general, you're going to love this. Hi, it's LSB Feaster here, and welcome to LSB Feaster's radio channel, where we keep great radio from the past alive. And today, we're featuring a radio special called For Radio Geeks Only. It aired on 720 WGN. It happened Friday, August 15th, 2025, and it features 720 WGN hosts Bob Sirott, who used to work at WLS and TV in Chicago, and John Records Landecker, who spent many years with WLS, as well as FM 98 The Loop, WLUP. For Radio Geeks Only was a 3-hour radio special where Bob and John reminisced about their days as music radio DJs. They played their favorite jingles and radio air checks and were joined by special guests, 1960s radio personality Ron Riley and WGN alum Spike Odell. They shared a bunch of stories, behind-the-scenes radio stuff about Chicago back in the day. It was a lot of fun for us radio geeks. So if you are ready and you love Chicago, check this out. It's For Radio Geeks Only on 720 WGN Chicago.
Since Spike mentioned jingles, we should play some jingles that I think, and I know you do too, John, are the best radio jingles, probably the most expensive jingle package ever produced.
Something you would never hear today or ever. We mentioned earlier that Bob and I, coming from different places, both bonded over WCFL, and one of the reasons is this incredible jingle package, which is just incredible, and it sort of speaks for itself. And imagine, if you will, hearing a jingle that's, 15 seconds long.
Oh, one is even longer that you're going to hear.
Well, let's do it.
All right. Mid-60s jingles from CFL. Here you go.
Test tone.
We're queuing it up now.
Test tone. This is my favorite jingle. Okay.
We just wanted to get the dogs to listen. Here we go.
WCFL. Something now happened to Chicago. WCFL. Designed with love for the new Chicago. WCFL. Here, it's live in your ear. WCFL.
Then you play a record. I hear people actually requested some of these jingles.
I believe it. I'm going to time the next one.
Here you go.
So radiant, never has been said so much.
You know it. You're singing along.
For your ear is irresistible. The groovy sounds of rock and roll. You can tell it's CFL. WCFL.
Chuck Bloor.
18 seconds.
Chuck Bloor Productions out of Los Angeles, responsible for these gems.
Okay.
It's a WCFL again summer, a WCFL again day. Chicago ladies and guys who are wise, having fun in the sun while they play.
You only play that one?
30 seconds.
In the summertime. There's one that's even longer for nighttime coming up soon.
St. Swithin's Day.
WCFL has happened to ya. Chicago, you say. Hooray and hallelujah. Chicago is saved. Ain't it? WCFL. Oh, yeah.
Imagine somebody just turning on WGN now.
What is going on?
It's the Twilight Zone.
It is. That was 29 seconds. Oh, this is good. This is going to recycle. You see what I mean?
A groovy chick, a cheetah, a slap shot by Makita, a roaring, roaring hour on the air. Losing your umbrella. Chicago. WCFL.
Wait, there's more.
Here we go. Boom, boom, boom.
A fancy Drake hotel suite, a pizza joint on Wall Street, the tie-up when that awful snowfall fell. A rhubarb by DeRocher, pastrami hot and kosher, as much a part of Chicago as WCFL.
How about the words?
But wait.
Fantastic, right?
I guess not. Come on.
If it's going on,
Oh, yeah.
it's going on.
Hello, you
It's WCFL. WCFL.
As they say in the business, good imaging, right?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Extravagant.
There's more.
Listen to the lake.
Listen to the trees.
Spread your fingers out.
Listen to the breeze. Listen to the loop. Listen to the drive. Listen to Chicago. Come to your life. WCFL. The heart of Chicago.
Later becoming AM 1000 and the Loop AM.
Expensive. These are expensive.
Yes,
These jingles.
yes.
Really,
Nobody will ever do this again.
Happy, happy Saints Women's Day from WCFL.
May your piggies never stray.
May your donkeys always pray.
Happy, happy Saints Women's Day. All is very well. Happy, happy Saints Women's Day from WCFL.
Yeah.
We still haven't heard the long nighttime one. That's my favorite. That's coming soon, though.
Okay. We wait.
Happy air your ears out day right. WCFL. Give your ears a big bouquet. Promise you will never stray from WCFL, and they will think that you are swell. Happy air your ears out day from WCFL.
Right now, Spike O'Dell is going crazy. And many other people are, too, singing along with these. They remember. The summer one.
Warm sun bleaches, bikinied beaches, the radio weaves a summer spell. You can tell it's CFL. The sun-tanned lasses with groovy glasses choose the radio station well. You can tell it's CFL. Yeah, you can tell it's CFL.
I mean, it's warm out. It's summer. Wouldn't it be great to be in your car right now?
Maybe people are.
Volume turned way up.
WCFL's the favorite. In Chicago, we're uptight. Baby, it's what's happening, so in it's out of sight. So give 3 cheers and you will find it's the innovation station that'll mess your mind. Hip, hip.
I'll say it's hip.
Hip, hip, hooray, WCFL. Hip, hip, hooray, WCFL. Hip, hip, hooray.
Where's Barney Pip when you need him, huh?
He turned into peanut butter.
Yes, he did.
Didn't he? Yeah. I believe.
Pip people.
WCFL in love with a pretty sophisticated city named Chicago.
She's much too old for him to call for him.
He plays around.
But something in the air is making her aware
Their love affair is sound. WCFL, Chicago loves. WCFL.
These are incredible, aren't they? Okay, a couple more here, and then we get to the really good
hear
ones.
that there's a paucity of east west animosity,
The element's ferocity, a gentle wind's velocity,
an act of generosity, a kindness or atrocity,
the budget's ponderosity, the Senate's dubiosity,
a record's luminosity, a master's virtuosity,
political verbosity with all its nebulosity,
a gifted child's precocity, a movie star's pomposity,
a wild impetuosity, an endless curiosity. You can tell it's CFL, WCFL.
Out of force of habit, John is queuing for a record at the end of the jingle.
Out of force of habit.
Chicago is a WCFL of a town.
Blackhawks, the hockey team, are number one in their league. White Sox are leading the league. The Cubs are pushing it. It's a big league town.
It was a different time.
WCFL, that's big league too.
A WCFL of a town.
I like my house and my cat. My cat was born here. He talks like a Chicagoan. And I like WCFL.
My kind of town.
Brought up in the Midwest. I like the people in Chicago, so I feel very comfortable around them. I think the people most of all. And WCFL.
Chicago. A WCFL of a town.
Keep it going, because we got to play the nighttime jingle, and then we'll take a break.
There's
okay?
a million of these.
Oh, here it is.
It is? Okay.
Here it is. Oh, this is the best.
when the sun turns out his light and calls it a night, when the moon begins to glisten, it's the perfect time to listen to WCFL. The perfect way to end the day. WCFL.
Is that great or what? I know all the words. Is that sick?
I just have to say one thing. I can't believe we're doing this. We'll be back on 720 WGN.
WGN.
Somewhere in the mid-'70s, there was a big CBS special. Evel Knievel was jumping over the Snake River Canyon on his motorcycle, and the special was hosted by Telly Savalas and Jill St. John. And one afternoon on the radio, I decided to duplicate this feat. And, John, you came in a little early before your 6 o'clock show to host. Remember?
Yes. He's going to jump over a vast amount of ducks.
Yeah, Rick D's Disco Ducks.
Rick D's Disco Duck was a big hit. So we got a whole canyon of disco ducks.
The music sounds best on WLS.
WLS, where tonight John Landecker gives away the #1 album in Chicago, Hotel California. When you hear the music radio touchstone, well, it has come. My appointment with destiny.
Yeah.
John, I
want you to know that this is just a little bit behind the times, Bob.
Well, you went into a
I was
tank
in
last night.
I was in shark-infested waters last night. I did not let down the media that had gathered here at the station from the four corners of the earth and the many people who had come by to see me do this. I was not injured. I did what I said I was going to do.
Well, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I attempted, as you can see, my motorcycle back here.
Mm-hmm.
And at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I took the motorcycle up over this tank of disco ducks that we have here in the studio and crashed into a retaining wall. So I'm going to try this again now, and if you can, I'd like you to sort of describe what happens as I do this.
As you attempt to once again leap over the tank of disco ducks, or pond, I suppose, is a better. Our studio is so confined here. I think pond would be a more appropriate description of its size.
I would just like to point out that I have taken some precautions this time. As you can see, I have immersed my entire body in Clearasil for this jump. This will help prevent any blemishes should I hit that retaining wall again, as I did at 2 o'clock. So. I'm going to go back here to the motorcycle.
Okay, now, so what kind of cycle? I got to admit, I am not a greaser of any...
Don't you know what this is?
No,
This is my Honda 305, a touring bike. It's called a Dream, 1967 model.
What's the function of the rubber band and the propeller?
Well, this will help me to get over the tank.
Okay, I see.
These are very, very
vicious. I want to tell you, these disco ducks, I understand these were flown in from Florida, and one of them died on the way here.
Yes, Rick Dees, the keeper of the disco ducks, was in charge of the moving of the animals here. So now I'm going to get on.
Is it okay if we throw up during this? Oh no, I'm sorry.
I'm going to get on the bike here.
All right, Bob. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Who do I get? I guess I'll be. Well, Jill St. John and Telly Savalas have both got.
If you sound dumb enough, you can be like.
I'm not Telly Savalas, but I'll play the part of a man who has been bald, but I have a toupee now.
Thank you, John Landecker. All right. This is going to be very quick now. This is going to be very quick. Hope to see you in a few minutes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the moment we've all been waiting for this afternoon. Bob is coming on his motorcycle now.
Ready now for this?
All right, we're going to...
set? All right, now I'm ready to leap over the tank here of the disco duck.
Guys.
Start my motorcycle.
Start it up, Bob. Start up that motorcycle. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob's going to start up his motorcycle and now quickly fastens that leaping, lunging. He goes. He's over and Ladies and gentlemen, the emotion is just too much here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't. He's down. Oh, this is worse than the Hindenburg disaster, which was broadcast over the station many decades ago. Bob, are you there, Bob? Ladies and gentlemen, get those ducks off of him. What a downer. Bob, the country. Bob, are you all right, Bob? Can we have some medical assistance? Can we have the WLS doctor in here now?
I'd like the show to continue. Is my wife here? Oh, wait a minute.
Bob, you're not married yet. I'm sorry. Bob, remember, we do have a ceremony with you jumping a stick.
I shouldn't have jumped without a helmet. I want you to continue. John, I'd like
Bob,
you and the
are you
touch
all right,
tones.
Bob? You're bleeding. Bob, it's coming. Bob, your smooth countenance has now been destroyed.
I'd like you.
He is scarred, ladies and gentlemen. No more telephone.
Touch tones to continue tonight, even though I won't be around to enjoy it. I'd like the show to go on. That's the way I want it. I'd like Howard Cosell's report to go on as scheduled.
Bob, I'm going to have to finish this show for you, Bob. I'm going to have, ladies and gentlemen, if we can have some medical assistance in here immediately, get the lady with the big lungs to come in with some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. The same one who took off the long johns Friday. Bob, I don't know. All of a sudden I'm thrust, ladies and gentlemen, into a substitute position here, filling in for Bob. We'll be playing a videotape of his accident later on for those of you who have paid to show up for the event. But first, if I could have your attention in there, Howard Cosell will be on the air in just a matter of minutes, and he's been viewing this activity from his vantage point at the other end of our network.
February 10th, the Erie Crown Theater comes alive.
That's all, folks.
I'll be wearing a black armband during my program.
In 1976, on the night before, John, you jumped over the Sharks because that's what Fonzie did on Happy Days.
That's right. We were zeitgeisting.
That's how we made a living back then.
That's right. The news is next from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom on 720 WGN.
Long days, warm nights, and the familiar voices of WGN. Hey, Hey, it's Lisa. If it happens in Chicago, you'll hear it here first on 720, Chicago's Summer Station.
WGN Chicago.
And next, our Media Group station.
It's John Landecker, Bob Sirott, the dumpster of memories, and we're saluting Ron Riley.
Yes.
91 years old now. We talked to him last week. We want to play our conversation from a few years ago on the morning show.
Okay.
And again, Ron was the guy around here in the nighttime, in the mid and late 60s, LS, and a little bit on CFL. Shall we?
Notice how the nighttime guys are always the coolest. Just thought I'd throw it in there.
There was a time before streaming and cable TV, DVDs, VCRs, video games, computers, and iPhones that rock and roll radio was our number one source of entertainment growing up. And one of the most popular DJs back then was Ron Riley.
Number one in Chicago at 66 degrees. A little later on in the program tonight, in my very prolific Italian, we will open the window and attempt to contact the Italian ship, the San Giorgio, moored in the Chicago River right across from our studio vantage point here. In the meantime, girls, if you're not doing anything tonight, come down and pick up an Italian sailor. There's some pretty good guys running around down there, and you should see they go through the girls like, whee! You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. You would. They're American sailors just following after them in their wake, hoping there's some scraps left over. Those boys are movers, man. They're butt movers.
And any recollection of that bit, Ron?
Where'd you get that? I never realized I talked that fast.
It's Ron Riley. There's a new documentary out, Riley, about the life and career of Ron Riley and his path to becoming one of the top radio disc jockeys in the country during the 60s. After all these years, how does that make you feel? They're doing a documentary about you.
I'm humbled and surprised. I can't imagine why they're doing that, but I guess they found a lot of stuff in my background. I hope it's the right stuff. Good to talk to you, Bob. And nice to be here, at least virtually in my hometown of Chicago.
You did a lot of television. We'll talk a little bit about what you did after you left Chicago radio, but why do people seem to get closer to the folks they hear on radio than the ones they see on television?
Good idea. Well, we have the music to go along with it if it was radio, or in your case, it's the personality. I think it's how you can feel to the audience that's listening to you. You're just not a piece out there talking away and trying to sell something. So I think it's all the warmth and how you feel with the person that's on the air. I'll tell you, what's one of the things that was good about WLS when we were on the air, and I worked with great guys, Clark Weber and Don Phillips and all. I have all the names of the people, and everybody was great. And the station just told us at the time. We said, "Hey, what do you want us to do? We have all this music. It's great." He said, "Be yourself." And I said, "Well, what is myself?" He said, "Well, we'll tell you when you're not." So that's it.
Yeah,
it was kind of that deal. But the pop culture of the time really was the thing that made it. The Beatles jumped in there in '64 or so, and it just turned everything upside down. It really stimulated Chicago radio, Chicago groups as well. And there are so many great groups that popped up here in the city. Some of them still out working, like the Buckinghams are still touring. But the Beatles invasion was a real stimulus,
What was your favorite memory of that time? What was the best part of being on Chicago radio then?
Bob, I'll tell you, the people we worked with and talked with were all great, and the people that we had around us. But the thing that made it happen for me, my high point was August 20th, 1965, Beatles at Comiskey. I had a chance to go out there along with I forgot who was with me. I think it was Clark Weber, and we went out there and just got out in time to. As a matter of fact, I see some WGN video once in a while, and I had a blue suit on, and I remember Ringo Starr was down in there. He said, "Where'd you get that suit?" And I said, "Locally, I like it. You like it?" He said, "No."
Yeah.
But they had at least 40, 50, and I saw right someplace today, 85,000 people at Comiskey. that time. But we stood out there and walked out on the stage, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, and we didn't get any farther than that. The roar was so great. When I talk about it, I can feel it right now.
You couldn't hear any of the music, could you? It was too loud with the crowd.
No. Absolutely. Couldn't hear a thing, and nobody cared.
And as Ron just mentioned, one of his favorite memories, hosting the Beatles concert at Old Comiskey Park. Here's a little bit of a conversation Ron had on his nighttime show. Very big deal to place a transatlantic phone call to the Beatles. Here's Ron and John Lennon.
I think one of my favorite records by your group, John, is From Me to You. Do you play the harmonica in that?
Oh, yes. On our early records, I played a lot of harmonica. But we dropped it a bit. You know, I kept forgetting to bring it to sessions and things.
You fellas really have a particular affection toward the jelly bean candy that everyone has been talking about here? Pardon?
We hate jelly beans. You know, when the story got over to America about them, we'd already told everybody in all our fan magazines and on TV and everything, please, no more jelly beans, because we used to like them, but we had so many we were sick.
Well, I understand they threw them at you at the Kennedy Airport as a sign of affection.
Yeah, well, we enjoy that, you know, but we're going to try and tell them. It took us about 6 months to tell all our English fans, no more, please, you're knocking our eye out.
Yeah, well, you better not tell them you like Hershey bars or anything, as they're liable to start throwing those at you, and then you would be in trouble.
What's a Hershey bar?
Oh, a chocolate bar.
Oh, I see.
You know.
Sounds like a crowbar.
They're a little bigger than jelly beans, so I'm afraid they'd hurt more than the jelly beans. Yeah. No, not crowbars.
It's a nice thought. That's what matters, though, isn't it?
Hey, so the next morning, Ron, was there a headline in the Trib and the Sun-Times? Riley reveals Beatles actually hate jelly beans?
Yeah. Has the world changed or what?
A little bit. And now you actually got Beatles records smuggled out of the factory in England. You drive out to O'Hare and pick them up from British Airways and play them first on the radio on your show, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody may get me for that. Yeah, we had a little arrangement with some people we knew, and Peter Aldersley, who was DJ in the UK that I did some work with, and so they'd smuggle a few of them, and we'd get them on the air first at LS, and all of a sudden, next day, cease and desist from a band of attorneys, and so, but at least we could say, hey, we did it first. Then we had to sit back and wait for it to be okayed for playing in the U.S. It was kind of nutsoid, but lots of fun. It was the greatest time of my life. Would you mind if I just made mention of the fact that you mentioned the doc that they're doing, and I just want to thank a couple of people who are doing it right now. They're all graduates of SCAD, which is a college down in Savannah and Atlanta that teaches people, art, cinema, all kinds of things, and they become directors. Bradley Stoll and Francesca Politeri are ahead of what we're doing right now, and I just say they're working really hard on it. They're just graduates. They're just in college and out of college and just got their degrees, and it's going to be a labor of love, I guess, for them, and I'm going to help them see them through it anyway.
All the information is online. You can go to RileyDocumentary.com, RileyDocumentary.com. Hopefully before long here, we'll be able to watch the documentary about you and also about Dick Biondi that's been in the works for so long.
Yeah, Pam Polis has been working very hard on that, and Dick is a great friend of mine and really the leader of the band that started the whole ball rolling in rock radio, and I hope this works out as well as it will.
And Ron, you actually had a chance to talk to Paul McCartney and Linda back when they were touring the United States. Did you talk about the old days? Did you remember anything about your encounters with him?
Well, I just had that one encounter, and that was later on. We were actually over at Redskins Park in Washington, D.C., and they just did a concert there. And as it happened, I was there, and they said, well, we're only taking 2 or 3 people, but he doesn't want to talk to a lot of people. He and Linda McCartney were there. And I said, well, I'll be glad to do it, hand raised. And, yeah, okay, you're in. And nobody else showed up. So, I sat there for about an hour and a half with him. For the life of me, that's, like a lot of years ago, and I can't remember all we talked about, but, some was really great and some was a lot of trivia.
Have a couple of messages from our listeners here, fans of yours who still have their Ron Riley Batman Club cards. And you actually appeared on an episode of ABC's Batman starring Adam West. Tell us about that.
Oh, that was so funny. We were affiliated with ABC, and so they did it and decided that they were going to use me out there to do a part in the show. And we flew out there, and they had a little trailer out there. And I remember they came out and put a star on it with my name on it and all of this kind of thing. And finally, I got in there to do my piece, and they dressed me up as a usher. And Ice, it was good. And the series was called, that particular one was called Ice Spy. And so I had my big word. I think there were 7 or 8 words I said, and it was, Mr. Wayne, you have a phone call in the foyer or something of that nature. And I walked in, and the director sent me back 3 times to make it right because I stumbled, and then my feet stumbled, and I fell forward, and it was really crazy. So it was quite an experience, and I went out to Los Angeles for about 6 words on TV. had a lot of feedback on it, though.
I bet. Another text for you from a listener to WGN. I'm excited to hear Ron Riley. As a kid in grade school, I was glued to the AM radio. I listened to Ron, and it's a great memory for me. I especially remember his feud with Clark Webber and a character who knocked on the window during his show, if my memory is correct. That would be Bruce Lovely, right?
Yeah. Riley, get out the window! That's the kind of stuff we're used to. Yeah, I just sent her threw my voice against the window behind me, and we had a lot of fun.
And the answer to the question, whatever happened to Ron, you went to the Northeast, did television, weather in Washington and in Baltimore, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I came out here and got away from radio as radio began changing a great deal. But there's still a lot of music to be had. But I got out in pretty much in 1970 or so, and fortunate enough to get into TV and spent a lot of years, 16 exactly, over in the D.C. area doing weather on the morning show on one of the channels.
Well, I can't tell you how much fun it is to hear your voice, hear how great you sound, and catch up with you, Ron. And we're looking forward to the documentary. Again, it's on RileyDocumentary.com. All the information is there. A documentary about the life and career of Ron Riley and his path to becoming one of the top radio DJs in the country. Ron, continued good health to you. I hope when you're in Chicago we have a chance to catch up in person.
Yeah, I think sometime this summer I'm going to get in to see friends. And thank you so very much, Bob. It's very kind of you to pull my chain here and get me going again, especially so early in the morning. Early for me, I'm retired a couple of years now.
Early for me, too. All the best, Ron. Thanks again.
Thank you, my friend.
Take care. The morning we called Ron early. That was 4 years ago. Ron,
John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Belinda. It's amazing.
Riley is 91.
Going out to L.A. and being on an episode of Batman.
That was big.
Oh, it's huge. Are you kidding?
Wow.
Huge.
Bang, zoom.
Pow. We'll take a break and come back on 720 WGN.
WGN.
That's cool.
Yeah, a little Brian Wilson there.
All right, here are 720 WGN. It's Radio Geeks Part 2 with Bob Sirott, John Landecker, 312-981-7200. That's the text line. That's the phone line. Dave from Chicago, listening to this clip of you. Listening to this clip, you both sound the same now as you did during that time in the 70s.
Well, thank goodness your hearing isn't what it used to be.
WGN is magical and keeps the hosts young. Hallelujah! What stamina!
Number of people texting the question, is this going to be posted?
Yes.
And
well, it's got to be.
Control Room Jack, when will that happen on WGNradio.com?
Pretty quickly after the show.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Get it up there quick.
This has got to be tongue-in-cheek. 847, do you guys really actually like each other?
No.
No, of course not. They had to drag me in here tonight to be with them. I'm telling my wife,
There's a glass partition between us. Bulletproof.
And we're not allowed to make eye contact.
No. It's more from our dumpster of memories coming up before we leave at 10. You and I both idolized Ron Brittain. And we're going to hear a little bit of his show.
You know, and I wonder if, how do I say this? I wonder if people really are going to get it. I don't know. Because this is something that's between you and me. I mean,
you think you had to be there?
Maybe, but this is something really between you and me as far as this Ron Brittain is concerned. Because, you know, you and I, if we hear just a certain note or him say one syllable in a certain way, we're like, oh, man.
Yeah, but I think you get his theater of the mind.
I got to tell you something. We're going to play Ron Brittain a little bit later, and it's very chaotic and crazy and nuts. And I was working at a little radio station over in Wyoming, Michigan. And I went on the air, and I was trying to do Ron Brittain imitation and be all crazy and everything. And after the show was over, my program director says, I hope your next employer didn't hear that show.
I don't know if anybody ever came close to imitating Ron Brittain.
Never.
It was a wall of sound.
You know, and I'm drawing a blank here, and I really should apologize. I can't remember his board ops name. The guy that was with him was over at WGMK, was there, was with Ron Brittain, and he was, I'm so sorry I can't recall his name. He was a great guy. And he was the guy I thought I had met, like I said, you what? He threw all these sounds, noises, drop-ins, as we call them, at Brittain without telling him what they were, and Brittain would respond to him, and I'm like, wow, I've reached the pinnacle of radio.
Right, he reacted to the sounds.
He reacted to the sounds.
Yeah. One of the funniest things I ever heard was Ron was off one night, and Jim Stagg did his show, or maybe it was just an hour of his show or something. Maybe Ron came in late, and Ron's engineer threw the wall of sound at Jim Stagg.
Stagg's like, what?
It's pretty good. You know what? I'll remember his name during the news.
Al.
Yes.
Al something.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Abransky, Al something like that?
Al Urbanski.
Al Urbanski. He's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An unsung hero of the old WCFL, for sure.
In charge of giving inspiration to Ron Brittain at 9 million miles an hour.
We'll let you hear a little of what we're talking about in our next half hour.
Yeah, and I hope that I hope everybody likes it, because Bob and I do, and we're in charge of this show, and we're geeks, so there you go.
We hope you are too. Are we coming back, do you think? There's a chance we're coming back after the news, right?
Oh, definitely. And, we're also getting, and it doesn't surprise me, are you going to do it again? When are you guys going to do it again?
Oh, a lot of texts about that. Well, we got to finish this show first at 10.
When are you going to do it again? When are you going to do it again? I hope this Radio Geek show will be available to re-listen to it. Thank you so much for presenting it. Here's my favorite. Bob went, oh, my God. 708. My 99 and 3/4-year-old neighbor, Josephine, is listening and enjoying for Radio Geeks Only with Bob Sirott and John Landecker. So much tonight. There you go. Bottom of the hour, time to get into the WGN newsroom.
It's Bob Sirott. If you have CarPlay, set a button on your digital dashboard for WGN. So I'm just a click away, 6 to 10, weekday mornings. Find out how at WGNradio.com.
These are the good old days, John.
Yeah. WGN, John Landecker, Bob Sirott, Radio Geeks, going until 10 o'clock, so I've got to get this in now. Now, we're going to play Ron Brittain clip from WCFL. This is just a personal favorite of Bob and myself. I can't explain it. You may not understand it, but we get it, and that's because we're out of our minds. Here's Ron Brittain.
Merry Christmas from Biggie 10. Big 10, WCFL. It's on. Gladys Knight and the Pepperoonies and all aboard. I think they're calling our train right now. Track 4. All aboard.
I'm talking about the
music of all time of the Ron Brittain radio program. 11 minutes past the hour of 10 bells from Biggie 10 WCFL, and Rise and Webber-Wise with Quark Weber on Big Ten Radio, 6 to 10 a.m. every morning. Matter of fact, Quark is in his little office preparing his radio program for tomorrow. And here's Quark with a few words about tomorrow's program.
Fantastic.
We all got our fingers crossed, Clark.
Make your man a legend in his own time. For those special occasions, give him the special gift. Give him British Sterling aftershave and cologne, and you may both go down in history.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's available in the cosmetic department of all...
Oh, no!
Well, I mean, what's wrong with that? Of all Sears stores.
Big Ten WCFL.
Here tonight.
Ron Brittain.
Oh! Yes, sir. Stevie Wonder. Yes, sir, you. Yes, sir, they. Yes, sir, that's my BB.
What happened to one...
The giant hunt is over. 5 Tautic Marina City, 29 degrees. Mike Drexler, WCFL News.
Ron Brittain.
Hey, posting it all time on the Ron Brittain radio program. 22 minutes past 10 o'clock from Big Ten and WCFL. Right now, Jimmy T. Stagg is tending bar for those 21 and over at the Chicago Bears Duck for Fine's Nickel Bag at 4740 North River Road in Schiller Park. He's going to get nothing but trouble out there. Wednesday night, Dick Biani and the Funky Down Home Band appear at the all-new Nightfall Lounge, 5551 North Broadway. Robert E. Lee tends bar for those 21 and over. Wednesday at... Now, what's a nice boy like that doing tending bar? At Mother's 26 West Division with nightly... He's going to get nothing but trouble there, too, with nightly entertainment till 2:30 in the a.m. way out morning. Ron Brittain MC's Lane Tech Night with the all-girl band. The Circle of Love, Wednesday at Anton's on Lincoln Avenue at Addison Night. And I mean to tell you, there's nothing but trouble there, too. No, we have a ball there, too. And I'll be joining the Summer Winds Friday at the old Gaslight Pub at 7151 Foster in Harlem for those 21 and up. And Ron Brittain appears at Just Jeans, 5107 Oakton in Skokie. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. Saturday at 2. We'll see you out there, y'all.
Slipping away.
Yes.
Sitting on a pillow.
Shall we toast a few?
Waiting for night. WCFL. Big Ten.
Just to you, of course, I love you so very much. A baby Brittain kiss, and I love you, I love you, I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, the studio audience, welcome back to the Ron Brittain radio program. How do you like the show so far? That's what I thought. That was what I was afraid of, basically. Well, if you'll turn to page 17 of the program, you'll see it's time for one of the good old Ron Brittain statements. Keep me Ron Brittain, America's first psychedelic disc jockey. Well, there is no Waukegan broadcasting in stereo. This is it, folks. Protest that paper, we wouldn't print my grill stool pigeon on the ground glass. The musical time zone exactly. Look at that. Tom 10:30. What a great act. I'm not acting, folks.
Big Ten WCFL.
Natural, baby. R.B. Greaves, get off my lap, Maria. Take a letter. Keep me Ron Brittain, ladies and gentlemen, the musical time zone. Music and more time. 27 minutes away from the hour of 11 o'clock, and that from Big Ten Radio, WCFNL. Do you want me to spell that? WCFNL.
An artist is a dreamer.
A welcome gift for someone on your baby Christmas list.
Big Ten WCFL.
Did he say live? 10th of snow flurries near the lake tonight.
There tonight.
No, wait a minute, Cleo. Tonight's low around 13 freezing degrees. And now, baby, partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of just freezing, 32. Low
28.
No, low in the low 20s for tomorrow night. Right now, downtown Marina, it's
tomorrow.
Yeah.
High, it's 50.
No, I told you it's freezing. 32 will be the high. 20 what?
You're out of your head.
For letting you appear on the show. 29 degrees downtown Marina. The southwest is currently 27. The northwest 24.
Fair tonight.
No time for that, Cleo. Back to the rocket ship. Guess who?
1969, Ron Brittain. Now there's a disc jockey. I would listen to Ron and think, what am I even trying to get into this business for? What's the point?
I'm exhausted.
I mean, it was so pleasurable to get in your car and Ron would be on from, there he was on later, but from most of your 6 to 9 p.m. on CFL.
As once again, of course, the night guy is very important.
And you'd think, this is going to be wonderful. I'm going to be stuck in my car for like more than an hour, and Ron is on the radio. We lost him a few years ago.
Yeah.
Such a sweet man. And he was really two people. Like that on the radio, and then off the air. If you gave this is here, give me a compliment. I'll be Ron Brittain fielding a compliment.
Man,
Go ahead.
Ron, I love Weather Vane when you that wacky weather report.
Oh, that's so nice. John.
Ron, you're out of your mind.
I'm so happy that you like it, John.
You know, you're right.
He was like that, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, such a wonderful, wonderful man, and what a talent. Talk about theater of the mind.
The first psychedelic disc jockey, I believe.
Psychodelic,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, theater of the mind and stream of consciousness. Insane. Yeah. I mean, it went on like that every night.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Imagine doing that 4 hours a night.
Yeah. I loved it.
Well, you came close. You came close. I used to say, for 7 years, I said John Landecker is next at 6, and I always would say unintelligible at any speed.
And now you understand where I got that from.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, there's more here on what's the name of the show again?
Radio Geeks returns right after this on 720 WGN.
Something like that.
Chicago's very own WGN.
I hope not a lot of people are planning on going to those events that Ron Brittain listed.
That was another thing. I was counting. There were at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 6 or 7 appearances being made by the jocks at CFL, announced in that one bit by Brittain going on at 9 million miles an hour. This Tuesday, I'm figuring you see Ron Brittain is right there. Then Ron Brittain over at the Mothers on Division. It's Ron Brittain. It's like
Clark Webber used to tell the story about he had so many offers to MC events and do record hops. He was a pilot, and he had a small plane, and he would fly to the hops so he could do 5 or 6 a night all over the Midwest.
I heard about that. We've been getting some great comments and great texts, and I saved this comment from on Facebook. It's from Kathy Coots. This is before we got on the air tonight. I cannot wait. Love these two geeks. These older guys will always be my favorites on WGN. Thank you.
We haven't gotten into the music too much here, but I want to mention something about the teen clubs. Remember the teen clubs around here, like the Cellar in Arlington Heights? Yeah. Now, the Cellar was really a special place because, believe it or not, the Who, Cream, the Yardbirds, Buffalo Springfield, the Byrds all performed at the Cellar in Arlington Heights. And now there's an album that's coming out next month with songs from the local bands who played there.
Now wait, that were recorded at the place, or these?
One was recorded there. The others they found. And
these are like old tapes.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this?
It's going to be out in September.
Yeah.
And it's called Lost Gems from the 60s Garage Band Explosion.
Oh, man.
And we're going to talk to the guy who has put this together and get into the history of the Cellar on the morning show. Monday at 8:40 we'll do that.
Does it have a list of the bands? Or who?
Yes.
Like who?
Like the Mods.
The Mods! I heard Ron Brittain the mall.
The Amboy Dukes.
Wait a minute. The Amboy Dukes, they're from, I thought they were from Michigan.
Well, local.
Okay.
Midwest.
Wait a minute. Aren't the Amboy Dukes are Ted Nugent?
Well, Ted Nugent was part of that.
Journeys to the Center of the Mind.
Yeah, he played it this summer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe if we do another for Radio Geeks Only, we should get into more of the music and some of the people responsible. The Wild Goose, what was it? The Blue Village, the Green Gorilla.
You know, we can also talk about the music and also all the really bad music that was around at that time, and how
we played it all.
And what a battle it was, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you should have heard John in the staff meetings.
Oh, man.
And how about the news people? I mean,
yes,
there were
Lyle
some legendary
Dean.
folks.
Come on, Les Grobstein. How about it?
Wish we could have Les back. Fred Winston from our era.
Right.
We'll get him on if we do this again.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if we're lucky, we do this again, or if we're lucky, we get Fred.
I would say both.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it. Yeah, Fred, if you're hearing this, we'd love you have. Well, we don't have any time that. We don't know if we're coming back on again with this.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Oh, just ask, will you?
See, I knew he'd get in here sooner or later. Okay.
Yeah, and we always think of Larry Lujak when we are going back to the day. And I remember his first night on the air in Chicago.
What?
He was originally the all-night man at WCFL.
Right.
And I was a page at NBC. This had to be, I want to say around, I think I was a senior in high school. It may have been 1967. And I was working 4 to midnight. And on the way home, I was excited because his new guy was coming on the radio.
Yeah.
So I turned Larry on at midnight on WCFL. I wish I had a tape of it, but after all these years, I can remember his first words because it was so revolutionary. He said, "My name is Larry Lujak. I'm working from midnight to 5 a.m. You may wonder why I'm on the all-night show. That's because management here doesn't think I'm good enough to be on in the daytime." And I heard this and thought, whoa. Yeah.
We also haven't commented on the fact that there were quite a few air personalities that went back and forth.
Oh, sure.
Went back just across the river. You had Marina City with CFL, and you had LS, the Stone Container Building. My God, you just jump across the river back and forth. Lujak worked, well, let's see, twice at CFL and twice at LS. Right?
Weber was at CFL.
Yeah. Chuck Knapp, didn't he do that?
And Ron Riley.
Oh, I got to tell the story. Do I got the time to tell the story? All right.
Wait a minute. Let's tell our affiliates along the line on the network we're going to be going till midnight tonight. Oh, sorry, there are no affiliates.
That's okay. Okay, so WLS was on the 5th floor of the Stone Container Building, and there was a ledge on the outside of the building that was, concrete, whatever. And, no, I guess I'm getting this wrong. No, Chuck Knapp was allegedly fired for walking on the ledge. Then he went over to CFL, and then somehow he came back. This may not be true at all.
Well, I think the texter kind of has the story almost right.
But then, okay, so allegedly he comes back.
Allegedly. Very good.
I find out that he's in John Guerin's office.
The program director.
Right. So I went out on the ledge, and I come around and go, "Hey, how's everybody doing in there?"
The story I heard was that somebody was spying on another office.
Oh, yeah. Espionage, radio espionage.
And they got fired for that.
Well, that would do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are the happy days of radio that we've been talking about.
Well, we said in the Radio Geeks thing that's part of the deal. I mean, those are some of the stories that we were going to tell would be stories that no one ever heard of, people getting fired, people using the rug underneath the conference room table for a variety of...
Where was I when this was going on? I never had any fun. You guys on in the nighttime had all the fun. Because in the daytime, there were many people in the office.
Too many. Well, you know what? That does it. We're done.
That's just like that.
All right. Thank you for listening. The news is coming up next from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom on 720 WGN.
It's Dave Ennett. We're your home for Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks, Northwestern football and basketball, and the best in racing all summer long on 720 AM and smart devices everywhere.
WGN Chicago.
The Next Star Media Group station.
It's cloudy and 84 degrees now at O'Hare. Good evening. I'm David Jennings. It is 10 o'clock, and the news is sponsored by Lindemann Chimney Heating and Cooling.